Theresa May made a very racist, nasty party speech at the last Conservative Party conference. Don't forget, Boris Johnson very recently attacked the black president of the USA, Barack Obama, for his Kenyan heritage. And don't forget that very recently, Philip Hammond accused refugees of marauding and affecting British people's living standards. But it's the Tory government that have been hitting living standards hard, not refugees. So let's stand up to austerity.
I've got a message for Jeremy. I want to give a message for Jeremy. Jeremy Corbyn says he's with you. On behalf of the Green Party, to bring a message of solidarity, standing together with everyone here against austerity and racism. People across this country who are bearing the brunt of these unnecessary austerity budgets deserve a united opposition to stand up to Theresa May's government.
They said that people are suffering, and I said that's true. They are suffering from joblessness, the lack of housing, division. But who is to blame for that? The people to blame for that are the Tories, are the bosses, are the bankers, are the rich people. And that's the truth. We call this demonstration because refugees are not to blame. And we want to send another message to Theresa May. If you're a migrant worker, from wherever you are, you're welcome here to stay. You're welcome here to stay.
Last week, we had the Chilcot report, which told us what we already knew. That Tony Blair took us to war on the basis of lies, on the basis of deceit, and took us into a war which, as Chilcot himself said, was a totally unnecessary war. And the people who are now paying the price for that war is not Tony Blair, is not Jack Straw, is not any of the politicians who voted for that war. The people paying the price are the millions of Iraqis. The people paying the price are those families of soldiers who died during the war. The people paying the price are the Muslims of Europe who've been faced with a huge wave of Islamophobia and racism since that war began, which has got worse and worse. We had the terrible events in Nice the day before yesterday, where nearly 100 people were killed in what looks like a terrorist attack. And we have to condemn all those terrorist attacks. But let's not pretend that they come from nowhere. They come from a world where we bomb Muslim countries, where we occupy Muslim countries, and where we treat Muslims in the most racist way. And are we then surprised, as even MI5 has said, that the level of terrorism has risen? And we now live in a very, very dangerous situation, because across Europe and across the world, there is a polarisation of politics. There are those who are looking to far-right solutions. And these are the people who are putting up fences against the refugees, who are allowing the refugees to drown in the Mediterranean, who are deporting them back to Turkey, which has no democracy, but which they say they will be safe in. Those people are suffering as a result of it. And we should say the refugee crisis is not a crisis, it is a product of these wars, and we have to support the refugees and their rights to come here. What can we learn from Theresa May about anti-racism? Absolutely nothing. They will use racism in order to scapegoat people, in order to get us to accept lower wages, 0 hours conditions, all the other things they're trying to inflict on us. And we have to say we are not going to go down that road. We stand against racism, we stand against scapegoating, and we stand for the right of Muslims and the right of people to defend their civil liberties. And I'm making it absolutely clear from Stop the War, we defend Jeremy Corbyn. We want him to continue. We want him to continue to be the leader of the Labour Party. We want him to be Prime Minister of this country.
My life. And we're now saying that black people are being killed both in the USA and the UK with impunity by police. Right now in Liverpool, there's a huge demonstration that's taking place because of the murder by police of MC Mohammed, and I'd like you to all give him a round of applause in solidarity with everyone that's at that demo in Liverpool. Black Lives Matter. We stand with Jeremy Corbyn, we stand against austerity and cuts, and we stand united as a people until we win. Thank you.
Everyone for coming out today. I couldn't think of a better day to have a demonstration. Just 3 days after Theresa May took office, a new Prime Minister has been plonked into place, voted by absolutely nobody to be Prime Minister. I couldn't think of a better time to have a demonstration. And you know what our message to Theresa May is? You should get used to thousands of people on the streets against you, because we won't rest until you're gone. We won't rest. And isn't it a shame that some in the Labour Party at the moment, isn't it a real shame that some, particularly in the Parliamentary Labour Party, rather than going for the Tories at this moment, they've let them off the hook by going for Jeremy instead. What a disgrace.